Dan,
What's up, Didi?
yo, man, I have a question because there was a big holiday that just happened recently. No, I'm not talking about Easter.
Oh,
I'm not even
okay.
talking about Good Friday. On March 28th, it was National Something on a Stick Day.
Something, just
So,
general
Daniel,
something, right?
something.
Okay.
Literally anything is for
Just
play
wanted
here.
to be
Anything
right.
is for play here. Anything. So apparently
Wow.
something on a stick day. So what is your favorite food on a stick?
Ooh, great question. And if you know anything about me in the Canop household, Sunday nights is Carnival Eats night. And so that's everything on a stick. As you can imagine, if you watch Carnival Eats on Cooking Channel, not the Food Network, but the sister station Cooking Channel, that's a fun one. But I'm a classic OG guy when it comes to food on a stick because I don't think it gets much better than a corn dog. Because there's no
I
other way
mean,
you can have a corn dog that's not on a stick. A hot dog and a corn dog aren't the same thing. So that's true to who I am. I'm a corn dog lover, and so I honestly don't think it gets much better than that.
when corn dog, of course, but I was just thinking of kebabs. It's about to be summer
Oh,
grilling season. And I was
yeah.
just thinking about how much I just love anything on a kebab. It honestly doesn't matter what you put on there,
True.
mangoes, pineapples, steak, chicken, whatever. And it just looks cool. And it makes you look like you know what you're doing. Like
Yeah.
if I'm burning food on the grill, but it comes on a kebab, people are like, he's got kebabs. Then they chew into it and they're like, this is
Right.
gross. But
Here's
people are
okay, let's
very excited.
issue with kebabs. I love kebabs as well.
Okay, okay.
The pre-made, or whether you're making them at home or you buy them in the grocery store
Mm,
that way, the items on the kebab don't cook evenly. And I always have an
mm.
issue with that. Like, I feel like the peppers need longer than the steak or the chicken or the sausage or whatever you're doing. So then you try to make sure you get a good enough char on the veg or the fruit or whatever you're doing, but you undercook the meat. I mean, how do you handle that? Am I the only one that experiences that's uneven cooking with the kebab?
See, I have learned basically just based on my own burning it myself and being like, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
I just put peppers on its own kebab. I put peppers on their own kebabs
Ooh.
and I put
Okay.
like whatever the meat is, I put that on their own kebabs.
I see.
Cause I can do the steak and chicken and make that that's fine. But with the peppers, it's like, yeah, you just end up with burnt peppers.
Right.
And because like I'm not Bobby Flay out here. I don't know how he does it. I don't know. He's
Yeah.
got his like, crazy kitchen where he's like, winding the thing back up and the fire hits it and all this other stuff. I don't have that. I just have a damn grill, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's honestly what I do. I just put if I have something else like peppers or like, like I was talking about like pineapples or something like that, like I put it on its own kebab and then the meat goes on its
Okay.
own kebabs. Yeah, because
That's
I
smart. That's the way to do
that's
it.
the
Because
only way.
you put it together, it's on the grill, and then I'm like, I have to take it apart. This is so stupid. This is defeating the purpose of the kebab. It's
Yeah,
only
it
then for
takes
serving.
Yeah, it takes 2 minutes for peppers to go on the grill. Like
Yeah.
you can't have them on there
It's
forever.
right. Right. It's always
Yeah,
uneven with the proteins. So okay. I like that. I like that. Maybe that's
yeah,
the way it should be handled. It should be done. Yeah.
yeah. And if you have like a top, like a shelf thing on your grill, like you can put the peppers on the kebabs up there. Everything else cooks down low. It's like
There we go.
makes
Yeah.
life easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that. You
yeah.
don't see it, not enough people doing kebabs. I feel like you could get pretty creative in that field, and it's just not enough out there. It's not respected
No,
enough as a food group.
it's really not
Kebab.
kebabs. It's on a stick. What's your favorite thing on a stick? Hit us up at Brunch
Yeah.
Breakdown and yeah, popsicles stick.
Ooh.
Friggin'
I mean,
yeah.
you did say anything on a stick. That's
Anything. It's
falls
called
in the
anything on a
category.
stick day.
I overlooked popsicles, but I'm sticking with corn dog. That's a tough one.
I got you.
Oof.
I
There's so
got you.
many
Are
out
you
there.
a candy apple fan?
No, I'm
Okay, neither
I'm
am I.
I'm not. It's because that's the other one that came to mind. First of all, that thing's almost unedible. The the caramel and the stickiness, it's hard and it's sticky. It's not it's not that good. And you can't eat that. If you try to just bite into that thing, forget it. A candy apple is made, you remove the stick, you cut it open into slices, so you can enjoy it as a family instead of an animal trying to claw away at that thing. I don't understand the fascination with the candy apple. Now, people have gotten a little more creative now, and it's like chocolate covered and things like that. Okay, I'm a little bit more into the game there, but then it all falls apart. It all falls apart. I've never been a fan.
Dude, neither am I. I've
Okay.
never been here for candied apples, so I'm with you. We agree there. All right, it's the brunch breakdown. Didi out here in Los Angeles. Dan is in Pittsburgh, and Chris is at church, I believe.
He is. Something like
or
that.
something like that. Yeah, somewhere. Anyways, today on the show, we are going to be talking about more gambling because we had Shohei last week. This week, we've got an even dumber gambling story that involves an NBA player in prop bet. So can't wait to talk about that. We found the backstory of Rihanna's California King Bed, the 2010 hit by Rihanna and how it was written. We're going to talk about that. Wendy's is doing some surge pricing, which is weird. And then we're going to talk music. And it was a hell of a week for music. So it's going to be a fun brunch breakdown today. Dan, let everybody know where they can find us.
I'd be happy to. Anywhere podcasts are available. That's where you can find the brunch breakdown. We give you new episodes weekly here, people. We're on a weekly schedule. Every Wednesday, we've got a new episode that comes to you. So just follow or subscribe or whatever they call it, wherever you like to listen. Get your podcasts. Hit that button. Okay, hit that button. Let it come straight to you each and every Wednesday. And while you're out there, if you're enjoying what you're hearing, let us know, or phone a friend and tell them about it. We appreciate the organic help of spreading the good word of the brunch breakdown as we continue to grow and grow. We're here for you. We're ultimately here for you. So we appreciate that as well. We have full video episodes. Okay. Well, we had some great visuals last week in case you missed it. We'll have an important visual coming up in a little bit here as well. So you need to look at the videos. Okay. And those are on YouTube and they're on Facebook. And they're now on Spotify. They premiere at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. But you can watch them on demand any time you'd like. We're everywhere on social media at Brunch Breakdown, Facebook, X, Instagram, Threads for now, Triller, and TikTok for now. A lot of asterisks there. That list is just going to get shorter, which is no problem to me. Less of a read. And we talked, Didi, you hinted, a big week in music. We're naturally going to be talking music. We talk music each and every week. We put what we are listening to on a beautiful little playlist. We call it the Sounds of Brunch. We upload that to Spotify each and every Friday. So follow along there. Just tell Alexa, Siri, whoever's, hey, play the Sounds of Brunch and enjoy.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, let's get it off our chests. And we'll start with the person who's not here right now. And that's Christopher Gates. Let's throw to him. What's on your mind, Chris?
Fellas, sorry I cannot make the pod today, but I do have a chest, something I want to get off my chest, all right? And it's about the dentist. So I just went to the dentist the other day, and I seem to have the exact same situation happen every single time I go, where there just needs to be a proper cadence established. There needs to be some rules and guidelines that everybody follows, not only the patient, but also the person cleaning your teeth, the doctor of dental medicine. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love my dentist. It's like a family thing. They get to know you, which is really nice. But the problem with that is that in getting to know you, they have a lot of things that they want to talk about while there's shit in my mouth. There's a quote. Please don't cut there's shit in my mouth and post it on social media, Dan.
Will do.
Why does this happen? Does this happen to you guys? It always happens to me where the person cleaning my teeth will want to have a conversation or be saying stuff. And then I'm like, I obviously can't respond to you. I can't talk to you right now because you have metal and you're picking stuff out of my teeth. And then they'll do that for 2 minutes. And then they take the stuff out of my teeth, and then I'll try to respond to what they said 2 minutes ago. It's like the most awkward cadence of a conversation that you could ever have with another human being. And I think there need to be rules and guidelines that are understood by all parties going into any dentist appointment. Let's only talk to each other when my mouth is free to communicate. And if you're picking stuff out of my teeth, keep your mouth shut. Like, can we just stop? Because I actually enjoy the conversation. Like I said, I like my dentist. I like these people. I want to be able to talk to them, but I can't when you're cleaning my freaking mouth while you're talking. I just had like the most awkward conversation. They were asking me about one of my jobs and like talking about it, and they're like, oh, like this, that, the other thing, benefits, whatnot. And I'm sitting there, and then like they finally give me a chance to talk, and then I feel so awkward responding to something that they probably already forgot about, but then I respond, and they're like, yeah. And then awkward silence. And then they go to cleaning, and then they start talking again about something different, and I can't respond. I just don't like it. I don't know if you guys have the same experience ever, but I would like this to change. So that's what I wanted to get off my chest. I hope you boys have a great show. Dan, again, please don't clip that thing that I said earlier. Okay, love you, bye.
First question. Okay, first question.
Yes.
What is the weather like in Pittsburgh? Why is he dressed like that inside his house?
I have no idea. It's been, typical spring here where it's a little hot, a little cold, whatever. But like Project Bundle Up over there. I mean, he's getting finished with a workout, about to start a workout, maybe get a good sweat, an extra good sweat on or something like that. Turn the heat up in the basement or something, brother. He looks a little chilly. A little chilly. It ain't that cold around here, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'm like, is the Chris Gates fitness program, like, doesn't he tell all of his clients, like, all right, I need you guys to put on your biggest hoodie, need you guys to put on a toboggan, put on some gloves, and then hit the gym. Right. That's what we do. I was like, is that the secret? Is that the secret sauce that gets the people coming back?
Yeah, I mean, he should, like, half of the gas used to heat their house, a portion of that should be going as a business expense. So you'd think there should be no issue with the heating in the home, and just not I don't know. We used to have band practice in that basement. I know there's heat in there. I don't know what's going on.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, what I really have to say about this is my mom's biggest pet peeve, and she's talked about this for my entire life, is how annoyed she gets at the dentist when he's talking to her, because we had a family dentist too, was our dentist all the way, from the time we were kids, whatever. And my mom went to that, my dad went to that same guy, Dr. Edwards, and he would talk all the time, constantly. And it didn't bother me that much. I just thought it was like awkward, but like my mom was just like always gets so angry. She's like, why? Why are you talking to me this much? Like, why are you talking to me this much? She constantly complained about it. So I felt like I was listening to my mom while listening to Chris right there.
I really didn't expect him to get so fiercely passionate about that. About halfway through, you could feel the tone elevate to borderline angry from Chris. But absolutely, I'm glad I'm not the only one that has felt this way. And same thing here for me. As a kid through high school, was the same kind of family dentist, was, had kids in the same school district that we went to. And it was just like, man, does this guy just not get it? This is awkward for everybody. I don't know why. Why is it that do dentists fear that you're going to be bored? Like the music, I'd rather just listen to the music and the background, just take care of the business here. Maybe a couple yes or no's, or at least the dentist is dictating when and when not, quote, there's shit in your mouth, Chris. And so you'd think, to his point, that the cadence would maybe be a little bit more prepared, like, hey, I know I'm finishing up over here. This is when I can ask a question, because shortly you'll be free to answer. You have no idea when they're going in and going out. There you go, Chris. There's another quote for you. So it is a little crazy as a patient to try to sit there and predict, all right, I got to answer that question, then this question. And why is it just the dentist? Why is it just the dentist? Regular doctor, other doctor, I've never experienced this with. Just the dentist.
I wonder what... I got to talk to a dentist. Why do you guys talk so much? That's what I wonder.
And like,
is it just...
the dentist has other people around. There's the hygienists that they're working with, the people at the front. I feel like doctors, maybe they kind of go room to room to room. Not a lot of interaction. With a dentist, there's interaction amongst your day, but they still feel the need to talk to to the patient so much. I don't get it. I don't get it either. I have as much as a fear of that as I used to, emphasis on used to, go to one of these national chain places to get my hair cut. No longer used to. I used to dread that so much because it's you're in there spinning the roulette wheel, who you're gonna get.
Oh yeah.
Whoever's available. And they are also forced to try to have these small talk conversations with you. How's the weather out? You got any plans this weekend? I don't really care to tell you, and nor I care to have that information from you either. Let's just get this over with. We can sit here quietly, cut my hair, and we'll both be on with our days. The forced small talk in those situations is just very, very awkward.
God. Yeah, in those situations, it's just even my barber that I go to all the time. If we got nothing to talk about, I'm just not talking. It's like, oh, it's like you get to the point where you're like, oh, you watched the Pat McAfee show yesterday, and I'm like, we have nothing to talk about. We have nothing to talk about. Like, we have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Like when you're just throwing out random shows and just being like, hey, you watch that? No. No. Just some days we'll talk a lot. Other days, just cut my hair.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
Just do that.
I'm with you on that. All right, Dan, get it off your chest.
Dee, I mentioned last week. I've done some traveling recently to Phoenix. I mentioned that on the pod last week. And naturally, Pittsburgh to Phoenix, a couple of plane rides for that trip.
Wait, a couple? Whoa.
Yeah.
There's no nonstop from Pittsburgh to Phoenix anymore?
There is, but the day we wanted to fly there, the nonstop was for some reason wildly more expensive and at the most inconvenient time, where we basically lose the whole day in the air. So we actually have to fly to Philly in the morning to get to go to Phoenix. It's terrible.
Dumb. That's so dumb.
So stupid. Can't explain how stupid it is. Direct on the way home. So they do still have the direct, so it worked out on the way home. So 3 plane rides. Okay. I think I'm going to have your support on this. I think I would have Chris's as well, but I think I'll have your support on what I need to share here. Smoking was banned on airplanes around 1988 and fully out in 1990. Why was that? It's a health concern, right? It took a long time to figure that out, but a health concern. More recently, though, we started to see a very popular airline snack, peanuts, no longer being offered on airlines either. Why? The question there. Again, a health concern, more specifically for people with peanut allergies. There were a couple incidents, got a little bit out of control. So I said, out with the peanuts. Now it's pretzels, right, for everybody. Somehow, in the year 2024, we still allow pets, animals, to ride alongside passengers on airplanes. Now, you might be thinking, Dan, what's the big deal? Well, my concern, is the same reasons as the first 2 that I mentioned. Okay? It's a health concern. All right? I'm not worried about the dog barking or anything like. It's not that. It's a health concern. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an allergy to cats. Chris has an allergy to dogs. Dee Dee has an allergy to basically everything. Okay? My eyes swell up, nose gets super congested, it's nasty, super uncomfortable. So whenever I'm in an instance where I know, in fact, later today is one of them, where I'm going to be in an environment where there's cats around, I got to take the drugs the day before. So it gets in the system because I don't take them regularly, right? However, on this direct flight back from Phoenix, I saw somebody waiting in the terminal area with their little pet travel bags. And I'm like, you're looking through the mesh screen. I'm like, what is it? What is it? What is it? And I'm like, son of a bitch, it's a cat. And they're going to be on our flight. I leaned over to Shannon and I said, I swear, if we're anywhere close to this person on this plane, I'm going to be furious. Where do they sit? Right in front of us. Right in front of us. And I looked at her. I saw her come down the aisle. We're sitting there and I'm like, please no, please no, please no. I'm like, here she is. Makes that turn right in front. I'm like, this is a joke. This is an absolute joke. How is this okay and allowed to still be a thing? more Americans have pet allergies than peanut allergies. Far more Americans. Now, yes, I know maybe it's not as severe. You could probably, a lot of people can kind of get into a serious reaction, potentially die from peanut allergies, but it's extremely uncomfortable to have an allergic reaction to a cat or dog if you have that allergy and you're not prepared for it. I'm a big pet lover. I'm a big dog lover. But if you're bringing a pet on an airplane, you need to be in your own space in the back with a curtain, reducing the risk for the shared air that the rest of us are using. It's just not fair for me to have to worry about this allergy that you may or may not be within the area because you wanted to pay a little bit extra to bring your pet on the airplane. Tell me, Dee, tell me how I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. You're 100% right. Everything you've said is right. They shouldn't, like, they've lessened it so that you literally have to jump through hoops, like embarrassing hoops, to get a pet on a plane now,
Yeah.
which is great. You can't just like take your pet on the plane and be like, oh yeah, like I have this whatever, and they're just like, let your pet go on the plane.
Right.
No, you have to do all these things, so you can't have pets on planes, which salute to all the airlines for finally, like, you know, coming to their senses and doing that. But yeah, dude, I just hate that it's allowed, and I hate that people don't have any kind of like respect for the people around them when they have animals. Because I actually moved in the first class because of a dog that was on my flight, and there was these two people. They're sitting. I was in the window seat. There's two people. They're a couple, or maybe they're friends, or I don't know. They have like their dog, and their dog kept farting. This is before we took off. And they just thought it was the funniest thing in the world. They're just laughing. And these are people that were like my age at the time. I was probably like, I don't know, like 31, 32, something like that. It was a few years ago. And they're like same age as me, and they're just laughing, thinking it's so funny. Oh, stop. Oh, it's so funny. And I got up and I went to flight attendant. I like whispered her in her ear and I was like, listen, I can't do this, or I'm going to say something very awful to these people, and it's going to be bad. And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That's terrible. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, if you don't believe me, you can literally smell my seat. It's gross. and she just goes, I think we have a seat up here. And then I took my stuff and went up to first class.
Oh,
yeah.
That's the play then, I guess.
Yeah, that's the play. That's the play.
Try that no matter what.
Yeah, that's the play.
Okay. That's good to know.
And especially because and I was just like, I'm just annoyed by these people. You know what I mean? Because like a dog farting, I don't know if the dog farting was worse than someone eating like beef jerky on the flight, to be completely honest with you, because that's awful.
That's bad.
Because that's awful too. But like you have a pet allergy. You're flying. I would try it every time. I don't care where they were sitting.
Yeah, right. See that person 13 rows back? Yeah, there's a cat back there. That is far too close for my standard without medication.
Exactly.
I'm going to ask you to be relocated forward.
Yeah.
Forward.
Yeah. As soon as I saw like a cat board, I'd be like, okay, where's the nearest flight attendant? Let's make this move. Let's make this move.
I like it. All right. Good advice.
Extra leg room or something. Yeah. So
shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen.
No, I feel you. It's terrible. I hear you, my friend. I hear you. Oh boy. All right. I got to get this off my chest. Beyonce put out her album, Cowboy Carter, which is not a country album, guys. It's not. It's not. I'm telling you, right? It's not. It's inspired by her country upbringing. It is inspired by country music. There are country guitars and banjos and things like that in this album. And there are some songs that she's never done before, but I will tell, it's not a country album. It's just not. It is a Beyonce album, which is what she said before the album came out. So it's not a country album, it's a Beyonce album, and I get it. But I will say this about this album that's 27 songs long. 27. If you are going to put out an album that is 27 songs long, okay? And I'm talking to people like Drake, someone like a Morgan Wallen does this. Lots of people do this. Take pointers off of Beyonce, because this is a awesome ride of 27 songs. Because if you're going to do 27 songs, don't just give me the normal you for 27 songs, right? Give me a bunch of shit. in 27 songs that is interesting and fun and entertaining, because I need all of those if you're going to give me 27 songs to listen to. Don't just give me the normal you. So anyone out there who's like, I'm putting out an album, Taylor Swift's putting out an album very soon. If you're going to give us 20-something songs, make it 20-something songs of things that keep us on the edge of our seat, where we're just like, where the hell is this album going next? What are you doing? Make us laugh, make us cry, make us do all these things. Don't just put out an album of 27 songs, 20-something songs, if you're just going to give us the normal you. You can put out those songs anytime. And all I thought about was like the Drake album, the last Kanye Donda album, and all that. And it's like, these are fine, but I didn't need this for this many songs. So like, give me less. Give me less. And like, Justin Timberlake put out an album that's like 18 or 19 songs. It's like, you gave me you for 19 songs. I've had you since 2001. Like, I don't need more of you to give me the same you. Give me different you. And I feel like this album does that. So in our crusade on the Brunch Breakdown is to get albums shorter.
Yeah.
If you're going to make a long album, make it fun, entertaining, and interesting. That's all I got.
That's wonderful advice. That's not listened to and respected enough. You're right. This album is wild. I'm sure we're going to get more into it when we're talking music. I had only dipped my toe into a song or two, and I was like, and I told you, Didi, I'm like, no, this isn't doing it for me. And then you gave me a list of 5 or 6 that took me on a journey. And then I was like, okay,
yeah,
this is good. This is good.
Yeah.
But yes, couple of, shorter interludes to fill a lot of that 27 track list. And you're right. It's so dynamic and different. You're probably going to hate this. It should be like listening to a musical, the soundtrack of a musical, where it takes you on this journey, right, from start to finish. And that's what a long album should do, instead of just, here's a lot of me in mostly the same way you've heard for the past 2, 3, 15 years.
Yeah.
Anything like that.
Yes, I agree. No, I 100% agree with you. That's what it is. It should be a full story. If you're going to do this, and you're going to keep us here, like if you're going to keep us in the theater for 3 hours, take me on a journey. Like, have Willie Nelson be the freaking radio host throughout this whole thing. Like, I just do something, do different things. Like, yeah, I am with you on that.
Okay.
It needs to be a full thing. And maybe in like 20 years, we'll be going to see Renaissance, the musical. We might be. Or
hey,
the whole three-part thing is going to be a musical. Who knows?
Right.
But, yeah.
Be there with our corn dogs and our candy apples. We'll be ready.
Oh man. Well, that was getting off our chest. Let's get into brews. This week, I have a brew, which is very nice. Last week I did not. I worked 2 days in Anaheim this week, and so I stopped by Brewery X, which was a brewery that I've been wanting to go to for a while in Anaheim. It's humongous. It's awesome. I think it was opened in like 2018 or 19. Anyways, I had the Guava Laca IPA.
Oh.
And let me tell you, great.
Wow.
Great. 7% ABV. So it's cool on that end, but I just wanted to try everything there. And I wish I had more time to just do like they have a hoppy sampler, and it's like they have a bunch of different beers and IPAs and all that. And I just wanted to try them all, but I couldn't. So I picked one, and the Guava Laca is great. And it's just lots of guava. Usually you get an IPA with guava. It's got pineapple. It's got a bunch of different stuff in it, but like guava's in there. But this was different because it was just guava was the star, and it was great. So shouts to the Guava Laca from X Brewery in Anaheim.
I love that. I wish I had that right now. That sounds amazing. Love me some guava, especially when it's guava heavy. Let's go.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Guava heavy. And I don't think I've had an IPA that's like just guava was the star of it. And it was, I mean, delicious. If you know anything about what I like in my IPAs, yeah. Good.
Perfection. I love it. Well, I'm glad you had a brew, because You may or may not be able to tell from my voice, but it's been a rough week for me. Got a wild case of the flu that hit me
Oh,
down for the punch for a couple of days. On the mend, feeling much better. But so that really limited the potential alcohol intake throughout the week, really, since we've last recorded. However, we did have somewhere that we had tickets to and really had to go to no matter what. And there's this traveling Edgar Allan Poe speakeasy experience that we did this past weekend where these are becoming more popular. We've gone to a couple of them now rather than like a traditional pop-up bar, right? That's themed for something and you go or you pay and you get like your first drinks free and then it's decorated and whatever. Now they're doing these like experiences where you go and you sit in a theater or an event space somewhere and they're putting on these narrative storytelling experiences where you sit there and there's a cocktail themed with the story that's being told and they just pass them out. You sit there, you listen, you experience it, and you drink the cocktail. So we did this for a haunted Pittsburgh one late last year. And so this one was Edgar Allan Poe. So there were 4 cocktails based off of 4 Edgar Allan Poe poems, and 4 different people kind of told this narrative story. They didn't just go up there and say the poem. They just kind of acted them out, spoke the story a little bit in character. They were in character, very cool, decorated stage and things like that. So anyways, to get to the point, one of the drinks that we had was a cocktail. They called it the Cat's Meow. And it was a twisted version of Poe's favorite brandy milk punch. Love a good milk punch. And so this was aged bourbon with apple brandy, then mixed with vanilla milk, sweet cream, and maple syrup with cinnamon on top. Ooh, boy, oh boy. That one was the best of the 4, mighty tasty. And even through some sickness recovery, that she went down smooth. She went down real smooth. So the Cat's Meow, that was the memorable one from the Edgar Allan Poe speakeasy experience.
Oh, that probably was great for your sickness.
Yeah, yes. I was like, ooh, bourbon, maple syrup, let's go. I'm set. I'm set. It was perfect.
Okay.
Was
That
really
sounds
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That sounds awesome. I love that.
Little cocktail to Brewsday this week.
I love it. I love it. Well, that's Brewsday. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right. Let's get into the main menu, my friend.
Let's do.
Let's start with Jonte Porter of the Toronto Raptors. Okay. So Jonte Porter of the Toronto Raptors, bench player. No one knows who this guy is.
Right.
But he has prop bets on different gambling sites. And so he was betting himself on prop bets. And so were other friends of his and people who know him. And he got caught. And the way that he was doing this was like, it would be like, does he play minutes, how many minutes he plays per game? And so he would get to a certain minute, so he didn't get to the over. And then he'd say, I'm sick, and leave the game. And the bookmakers were very quick to be like, wait, something's weird here. No one knows who this guy is. Why is there this much action on this guy's prop bet?
Yeah.
And they figured it out. Jonte Porter. Dan, thoughts?
Like, I kind of want to give him credit because you're right. He was able to control it through things like you said, like one, he was sick, then there was an eye injury, and he's betting the under on minutes played and 3-pointers made, which are all so low anyways. But he got too selfish where usually the maximum you'd see for a prop bet like this, I guess, is around $1,000 to $2,000. Well, when there's like $10,000 to $20,000 coming in on a bet like this, and it becomes at one night, DraftKings said it was the number one moneymaker for any bet in the NBA. You're going to throw up a couple red flags there. And so he's taken a leave of absence for the team, but like you had something, and you just got too selfish with it. This is not going to be good for him at all. And Shohei Ohtani and the MLB are like, please tell us more. Please, this is great. This is great news. Let's hear more about this as these betting scandals are running rampant now. But I don't know, man.
Dude.
I don't know, man. Just got out of hand.
It's something out of like, I feel like it's something like out of a movie, or just something out of like, or maybe I'm saying that because like that's something that like I say like on this podcast, or I say to my friends, or say to whoever, just like how easy that would be to do.
Yeah.
It's just like, but this way is just a lot. Like I think about how like LeBron is so meticulous with like knows everything going on in the game. And it's like, if he has to hit an under and still look like LeBron, he can do that.
Yeah.
Like he could do it. But this is different. When you're just like, I'm sick.
I gotta get out.
To make sure I don't get 20 minutes. You're just like, oh man, I think I played 19 minutes. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. And the game's close. Oh, I'm sick. I'm sick.
Coach, next whistle, quick.
God. Okay, so what I was wondering is like, at what point do you think he realized it? That it's like, oh shit, I gotta figure out something to get out of this game. Because when you're playing, it's like I couldn't tell you when I was like playing sports, like how many minutes I was playing in a game, how many minutes, whatever. But it's like,
sure,
who tells you? Like, is there someone else in on this? Is this bigger than him?
Yeah.
If someone like flashes a sign in the crowd or something like that, and they're just like, yo, like they just like put up like a blue sign. They're just like, yo.
Especially because he doesn't know when he's going in, so he can't be like, oh, I gotta check for this on the times, because it could just be like all of a sudden, yo, Jonte, you're in, and he just, and so, and how many of these excuses do you think he had? How many times can you say you're sick? How many times can you say you get like poked in the eye? Because you have to use injuries that can't necessarily be detectable.
Yeah.
So it could be like a muscle strain or something, hamstring. I bet your hamstring was next up. Like, ooh, hammy. I don't know. And then you gotta go to the trainer, get that thing worked out, take a couple of games off or something like that.
Yeah.
But he had to have a whole list of things.
Because this is gonna be hard. Because when you just say you have an eye injury, all right, you could be like, I got something in my eye. You can't play basketball. Like you just can't. Like you can't. Like It's a weak excuse, but it's like, I mean, hey, you can't do it. Like, how are they gonna? I mean, I'm sure there's way more information on this that they all have that we don't, but it's like, if it comes down to it, he actually wants to fight it. And his brother, who plays for the Nuggets, came out like really sad and said, like, I'm sure he has nothing to do with this. All he wants to do is play basketball, blah, blah. But like, I'm like, how are they going to prove it if he fights it? Because if he says he's sick, what are you going to do?
Right.
Like, we're all sick. We're all a little sick. I don't know. It's like,
and it's not like, even if he was to bet on his, like, it was like 3-pointers made, it was like a half. He'll just pass.
Yeah.
It's not like he's just going to chuck it up bricks. You know what I mean? Like, okay, that seemed a little bit, he'll just pass.
Yeah.
How are you going to prove against that? Extra pass. You got a wide open 3, extra pass, coach. Here for the team.
But even if it's like, oh yeah, you passed to him for a wide open 3. He's not Steph Curry. He's not shooting from out there. All he has to do is take a step in. It's like, oh man, didn't see the line.
Right.
What are you gonna do?
It's a long
like,
2.
Like, why is Jonte Porter like his whole shot sheet is just it's just shots with his foot on the 3-point line, like literally on
it. Right. I mean, when you're playing that little, you maybe looking to make things a little bit more interesting. I don't know. You see how much money's getting thrown around. It was just probably too easy. And now, I mean, the punishment is not going to be good if it's
Oh no, they're gonna make an example of him. It's gonna be
for
like
sure.
they're gonna be like, you're banned from the whole league. Because honestly, if he's involved in this, I don't know how you go into another locker room and people will trust you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because as soon as he goes into a game and misses a shot, passes up a 3-pointer,
They're gonna be like,
anything, they're gonna be like, yeah, he got money on the game. Or as soon as he gets off bench, like, you got money on this game. Like, it would be awful.
Or he'll get like actually hurt, and they'll be like, is he hurt? Is he really hurt?
Exactly. Like, oh yeah, I think they're gonna like because of who he is and like no one knows who this guy is.
Right.
It's gonna be like the opposite of Ohtani. Like baseball is trying so hard to be like, hey, Beyonce put out an album. Nothing to see over here. Like,
oh yeah, over there.
Yeah,
Look over
it's
there.
like, dude, you see what happened with the NBA? Isn't that crazy? It's like, whoa. The NFL schedule release, guys. Like they put that out. Like, you know, like literally anything. They're like UFL started, guys. Hey, did you see the Rock? It's out there. They're just like, nothing to see here. Nothing over here. Yeah, it's gonna be the opposite. They're gonna be like, nobody knows who this guy is, and Adam Silver is gonna come out in like a week or two and be like, banned for life.
Hammer. Yeah.
And anyone else who does this, you're banned for life too. And it's a wrap.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. They got, I guess, lucky in a way that they could make an example out of a guy like this versus, they got a star player on their hands, and oh boy.
Yeah.
That's a tougher, that's a tougher call.
Yes. Cause like, it's not Victor Wembanyama who's out there like betting on shit. He better not be. Yeah. Cause that would be crushing. Right. Oh my God. But did you see the Ohtani press conference? You seen that?
Yeah, if you want to call it that, sure.
Because now I think everybody's guilty. Everybody. I think everyone. I think everybody's guilty, and I think baseball has no idea what to do with themselves. I honestly think that now. I think they're just like, we need this to go away. We need the FBI. We need the feds not to get in here. We need no one. We don't want anybody in front of Congress. We need this to go away.
Just be done. Yeah. Focus on baseball. Focus on baseball. Get out of here.
Because I'm like, why would you call a press conference and you're not taking any questions?
Right.
On this. I'm like, it's pretty simple. Either he took $4.5 million from you, or you paid off his gambling debts. There's two ways to get out of this. And you guys were like, he's not talking.
Right. Well, thanks for, why didn't you should have just released a statement at that point. Don't call a press conference and then don't take questions. That's not going to work.
Yeah. No, this is nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. That's what baseball's doing. They're like, nothing to see here, guys. Good God. Oh, all right. Funny story this week. Moni Long, who has a big R&B song out right now, she wrote Rihanna's California King Bed. California King Bed.
Yeah.
Like just great Rihanna power ballad. Love that song. It came out in 2010. She wrote this song because she was in the studio looking for furniture because she knew she was moving to LA, and she wrote it in 10 minutes. They were like, hey, like write something to the song. And she was like, oh, fine. And wrote it because she was looking for beds on the internet. And I can't get over that because that is one of my favorite songs of Rihanna's for sure. And she wrote it in 10 minutes just because she was searching for furniture. So Daniel, what song, or maybe you've done this before, what song could you write in 10 minutes about just a mundane topic?
The one part of the story I want to include is
please.
Like, they said the song was initially meant for Kelly Clarkson.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
I kind of get if it's not a huge priority at the time. I kind of understand. You're like, oh gosh, what do I gotta 10 minutes. All right, California King Bed, let's go. And then it gets to Rihanna, and it's an incredible song. So it's just my take. Not everybody will agree with me there, but it's just my take. I think I could write a pretty quick song about, and I would just call it The Commute. And it would just be the meaningless drive to and from work every day, where I would note that it's repetitive in nature, right? And the surroundings are the same to and from your commute to work, but noticing the different elements. Do you ever do that when you're traveling to the same place constantly, but you'll notice something a little bit different each and every day? I feel like there's a song there, and I feel like 10 minutes, I could come up with something where I'm so used to that I could come up with some quick lyrics for. I call it the commute.
I love that. The commute is great. I was the first thing I thought about because one was like music based, and because I'm like having, I'm in my feelings right now because this is the first time I won't be going to Coachella, and I don't know, forever.
Many
And
years.
yeah, it's really bugging me. So the first thing I thought about was the billboards to Coachella.
Oh man,
Writing a song based on that. Once you hit the point when the billboards start, and you could write a song in 10 minutes easily
yeah,
on
yeah.
what you see. And the other thing is I recently bought, and I have an electric car now. I've recently bought an electric car.
Oh,
And
look at you.
yeah, an electric car. I love the environment. I'm very, environmentally conscious. No, that's not really it. But anyways, I have an electric car now, and I've been looking at EV chargers that install in your garage, right?
Right.
I could write a song about that at this point because literally it's so confusing, and I have no idea which one I'm going to buy and which one or whatever. I have to make a decision here very soon, but like, my God, dude, that's all it's been going on in my brain. And then I thought about just random things that I search on Amazon that like I could just talk about forever, like iPhone chargers, like iPhone cables. I could write a song about iPhone cables. Just Amazon searches is where a lot of mine came from. Was just
That's
like, yeah,
brilliant.
a lot of Amazon searches that I have because, yeah, just
That's
thinking
brilliant.
about writing a song
Yeah.
about something that you're literally just scrolling on the internet about.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, God damn it, I'll write this. California king bed. Oh yeah, it's really
Yeah.
big.
What
We're
else? Yeah.
miles apart. Okay, cool. Like,
Genius that way. Genius
dude,
that way.
genius.
I love the idea of the billboards to Coachella. First of all, I feel your feels because what I went through last year, you're going through this year. So if you need anybody, I'm here for you. I've been through
God, it's
the 1 year separation it's the hardest one. But you're right. There's a lot of emotion in those billboards. There's humor, there's mystery, there's so much that goes into that. Not only just leading up to, you're getting close and what that emotion entails. I love that. You asked, maybe I've done this. You said maybe you've written one. And I was just thinking of, topics. I wouldn't say I've done this, but I did it. I wrote this in 2 minutes because I was like, topics that are on my brain, fresh in my life right now. Kenny Pickett. I could write a 10-minute a song about Kenny Pickett in 10 minutes. And I wrote this chorus in 2. Okay. I tried to preach patience as we all waited. You're not to blame. This situation they created. Yes, they failed. So now you've been traded. Your Steelers career is all but faded. That's 2 minutes right there, people. That's a 2-minute chorus. Kenny Pickett, give me 10. I got a song. I got a song right for you right there. No one's asking for this and no one wants it, but I'm providing it to you because it's just what I can do. It's just what I can do in my mental state right now. And I would call it 8. I don't know. I call it 8.
Oh, that's it. That's it. But that's also part of the song. Nobody wants this. Nobody asked for this.
Right.
But I'm giving it to you.
Maybe that's part of the title in parentheses. It's 8, and then it's nobody wants this. Nobody asked for this. Like it's a Fall Out Boy song.
Oh my God. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Pumpkin Spice. I could get you a catalog of just random things. There's the notes and where it can be and what it does. Pumpkin Spice. But I think my favorite one, and I think you and I would collaborate on this because you love this as much as I do. And I can't blame it. And maybe a song has been written about it, but the fact that it hasn't gained in popularity that we should know, I don't have to say anything to you except the title of this track is Hoodie and Shorts.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Tell me you can't write a great hit song called Hoodie and Shorts.
How is there not a song? How is there not a song already called Hoodie and Shorts?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. TM. I'll start writing it right now.
Oh my
10
God.
minutes. Hoodie and shorts, man. I mean, so much you could say about such a comfortable, simple combination,
So much you could say.
right?
Hoodie and shorts. Yeah,
You know,
that's the one.
that's the one I felt most confident about.
That's the oh yeah. That's the Kenny Pickett's great, but that's the one. That's the one. Absolutely. Oh my God. You know, I did think of something. This is basically my thoughts on this is part of the Beyonce album. Jolene, she does a cover of Jolene, changes all the lyrics, but like it's still the same groove as Jolene.
Sure.
And I just thought about how many covers there are of Jolene and how this Jolene character has been just kicked the shit out of a million times. And I know you guys have, and the Skunk 11 has their #1 hit, Hey Christina.
True.
And Christina does not like it when you mention that song around her, which I found out in a very awkward way back in like the late 2000s or something like that.
Yeah.
And or early 2010s. And I was just thinking about like, you know who she's talking. Like if he's talking about a real person, you know who you are. So you've just been getting the shit kicked out of you for like a million years. And now Beyonce did it. So now it's guaranteed to just have other people covering Jolene for another million years.
True.
Because it's like Dolly Parton puts out this song that's iconic, and then people cover it. And then the most iconic artist of this generation puts out a cover of Jolene. And now all these other people who have never heard this song before are like younger people are going to be covering Jolene. Like forever. Like, man.
It's a great point. Miley did a cover of it that I think got popular a while ago.
Oh,
she loves that song. Ooh, yeah. If you're Jolene, I mean, I'd feel bad. I felt bad as popular as Hey Christina got. I can't imagine getting the popularity of Jolene. I mean, I'll just show you right here. I got it on the wall, actually.
Oh, is he bringing down the platinum plaque?
Right here.
Platinum,
platinum recording. Skunk 11.
That's what I'm talking about.
Reflect on this with the hit single "Hey Christina" right there. So little memento.
And like, you know, and she's got it good. No one's covering Hey Christina, but when somebody does, whew.
Yeah, if that thing had another 50 years behind it, somebody just took that.
Dude,
tell you what,
it's like, who?
I feel for you, Jolene.
I just want to start DMing the song to like random artists. Just like,
I will sell.
Man, I think you would sound great on this.
Yeah, I would. We will sell the rights to that song. We, my mom actually owns the rights to that song. We had to, long story short, that I won't share for air, had to buy back the rights to our own songs, and they weren't expensive. They weren't cheap. They weren't cheap. Let me put it that way. So I'll get you a good price if you're interested in Hey Christina or any songs from the Skunk 11 catalog that you think maybe you could take to a next level. We'd be willing to let them go.
Long story short, this is why Dan hates Scooter Braun and he loves Taylor Swift. He understands the struggle. He understands the struggle of trying to get your masters back. He gets
That's right.
it. Oh man. All right. Well, okay, last thing before we get to music. Wendy's surge pricing. They made this big announcement, like this was a good idea, that they were going to do surge pricing. So at different times, you're going to go to Wendy's and the prices would just be different or higher. Basically, like they do with concert tickets. They do this with Uber. Sports tickets and stuff like this too. Now it's like, you know, baseball tickets will be like $5 every game, and then when the Yankees come to town, they're just like, we have the right to make these $600 if we want to.
Yep.
But Uber, of course, same thing. Wendy said they were going to do this, and before they even got a chance to start it, all the backlash happens, and now they're giving $1 burgers away because Burger King and all these other places are just like, come here, everything's the same price, and we'll actually make our prices cheaper. What did you think when you saw this?
I'll tell you what made it even worse is the way the CEO tried to cover it up and walk it back on it was that he was like, no. What we meant was when it's slower, we'll have like discounts and sales pricing. Like, brother, dynamic pricing, people know what that is. You're not introducing the term. We're like, oh, we misunderstood. No. That's how you put it. That's what you meant when at popular times. So if you go to Taco Bell at 1 o'clock in the morning, everything's 3 times as much, right?
Yep.
Based on the demand at that time. That would be the example here for Wendy's. So don't act like he was like, oh, the digital, every menu will be digital so we can lower the prices. That's slower. Get the hell out of here, man. Get the hell out of here. We are not here for that, not ready for that. It's annoying enough as it is with things like concert tickets and Uber. It's going to be everywhere. It's going to get out of control. Don't start price gouging us at Wendy's. That's why we go to Wendy's. Yeah. Okay? We don't need you price gouging us there. Just nice try, guy. Nice try. That didn't work.
There's a conversation that we have to have on the brunch to break down soon. I'm going to write this down and just about like fast food prices, period. Because it's like fast food is becoming not worth getting anymore because it was supposed to be fast and cheap.
Right.
And now when you get like 2 combo meals, you're like, I could have ordered good food for this.
Right.
Like, I didn't mean to spend this here. So yeah, there's something about it that
there's
I'm
a future topic
oh,
there for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, has the quality improved this much?
I'm like, to be honest, Wendy's, the spicy chicken sandwich tastes the same as it did when I was in 5th grade. It's why I love it, but I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
It's the same. And I think a lot of people realize that, and that's why there was so much backlash, where it was just like, wait, excuse me? Dude, the Big Bacon Classic is the same. like
exactly.
Everything's the same.
Right. You've already been the place that doesn't do the frozen burger. What else? What are you giving us? The orange creamsicle frosty. Oh, great. I don't think you need to surge us for everything on that. Jeez.
God. But yeah, but my fear is that Wendy's was the first one to like do this and they take all the shots, but like people are going to start doing this.
It'll happen everywhere. Yeah, it's going to be a disaster.
Happen.
Yeah. You got to go to...
It's going to happen.
DDI, can you see small town West Virginia town with that still has the like old menu style with the little individual numbers on there for the prices? I mean, what's going to happen to those places?
God.
Those rest stops.
The rest stops.
That's what I miss.
Dude. Yeah, it's going to be it's going to happen. I just don't know who's going to actually get away with it. Wendy's definitely not.
No,
definitely not.
They're last now. They're going to be last to roll it out.
We can't decide on anything as a country, but we all decided that Wendy's doing dynamic pricing means they're going out of business. We're done. We're done. We've all decided as a nation. God.
Love it.
Oh man. All right. Well, let's get into music. What we are listening to. Dan, what you got?
I'll say this as though I'm hosting Saturday Night Live. Ladies and gentlemen, 21 Pilots. My goodness gracious. The second single off the upcoming album called Clancy that's coming out in May is called Next Semester. That came out this past week. And I will tell you what, this sounds nothing like anything that they have put out before, and not in a bad way. Damn, I love this song. It literally hasn't come out of my head since Wednesday. It's just so catchy. I think this is going to be a really big song for them. Like, I don't know if it's going to get stressed out big. That was the song that blew them up.
Yeah.
Maybe as big as Ride. But I think it'll be more popular than Saturday and those songs that came out on Scaled and Icy album. I think people are going to love this song in just a matter of time. So Next Semester from my boys, 21 Pilots.
Beautiful. I really like that song too. First listen. Weird first listen.
Weird first listen. Yeah.
Wasn't feeling it at all. I was like,
what?
Guys, I I trust 21 Pilots. I trust them. That's the thing. I'm a big 21 Pilots fan too. I trust them. So when they're trying things, I like when people try things like I talked about earlier in the show, but I was like, guys, I don't know. Second listen, started to get it. Third listen, I'm like, okay, I'm here. Let's go on a journey. I'm ready to do this. So
Good.
yeah, I'm with
Good.
you. All right. So first one off of Cowboy Carter is Protector. Protector made me cry when I first heard it because I'm telling you, if you have children and you don't feel something that either hits you to tears or almost gives you to tears when you listen to that song, you don't love your children. It's that simple. You just don't love them. You don't love them because this isn't like, because this is probably the least like, this is the most like just pulled back song on the album. It's just a guitar and Beyonce singing about protecting her children. And then when their children get old, she'll be their projector. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's a lot, but Protector by Beyonce.
There you go. Strong, no doubt.
Yeah.
No
yeah,
doubt.
you don't love your children. You just don't. You
Statement
don't.
of the year right there.
You don't.
Here's a collaboration for you. Stand Atlantic, Harris, and Bruises released a song called Girls. Girls, and the S is a dollar sign. Dollar. It's a wild and amazing collab that it's a fast-paced kind of alt rock banger, if you will. It is very short. I will say that. So that part's a little bit of a bummer. But if you need a little pump-up jam, or Chris, you need a little something to listen to maybe warm yourself up with your toboggan when you're lifting weights in your basement, give Girls a try from Stand Atlantic, Paris, and Bruises.
Oh my God. Yeah. You know, so speaking of that, you know what? I'm gonna put Spaghetti from Cowboy Carter on the playlist. That's another song for Chris to get warm when he's like down in his cold basement working out in his parka and everything else and gloves and stuff. So yeah, Spaghetti. Throw that on the playlist.
I like that song a lot. That's Beyonce right there. I love that song.
Yes.
Really, really good. Let's see. Glades. Next one for me is from Glades, the alt pop trio out of Australia, who I absolutely fell in love with back in 2021. They've put out a little bit of music since then, and they put out a song last week called Alone. And honestly, this band just keeps getting better and better. I love their sound. There's not a song where I'm always like, it doesn't happen. So I love Glades. You're going to get more Glades anytime we have new Glades music. Alone from Glades.
Love it. All right. Last one from Cowboy Carter I'm gonna put on the playlist. Because I was talking to a friend of the program, Raj, about this album, and she was like, it's like that Post Malone song happens, and then the album just goes off the rails. And you're just like, what am I listening to? There's like 800 genres happening in one song. You're like, what is going on right now? And you hear you just hear so many things. And the song that gets that to the point is Ya Ya. That song has way too much going on, and it's absolutely crazy. But it's wild. So I'm gonna throw Ya Ya on the playlist, and I'm gonna throw Levi's Jeans on the playlist because I know Dan doesn't like this song with Post Malone, but I think Post Malone has never sounded better than any song. I don't think he's ever sounded better than this song. So I'm throwing Levi's Jeans on there too. So you get 4 Beyonces this week.
Yeah. I dove in. I'm like, holy shit, 27 tracks. Where do I start? I was like, okay, Miley and Post, take me there. And I was like, oh gosh, come on. And then you convinced me otherwise of the other tracks. So yeah, I'll give that one another shot. Now that I've kind of found some things I like, maybe I'll give that one another shot. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Because I understand why those are the 2 songs people went to, because it's Post and Miley or whatever, and songs are fine, but there's so much more here. There's so many better. That's why there's songs 15 and 16 on the album. Like, there's so much better. There's so many things here. Like the title track, like the first track, American Requiem, is like wild. Like it's just, there's so many things happening here. So yeah, there's a lot.
I
love this album. It's so much fun. so much
Yeah.
fun. There's just so many things going on. It's just so much fun. So
True.
yeah. Dude, this was okay. Do you have any more? Do you have another one?
Yeah, you know what? I'll throw one more on the playlist since
Throw one
we
more.
we won't get anything from Chris this week. The Strike put out a song called "The Getaway," and if that name sounds maybe vaguely familiar, I put them on the playlist probably a few months ago now, and there was just a song that they released that I just fell head over heels for, and now I'm like all in on anything this band is putting out. They like I said, they released a new song called "The Getaway." It's if you like synthy alt pop, it gives you that vibe. And for me, we're only just now entering April, but I'm like, this is summer night, dark summer night, windows down in the car jam, The Getaway from The Strike. So I look forward to that moment when I can rock out it that way.
You know, and our friend Quinn92 put out a new single, Pasadena, that just really catchy, just real breezy, perfect for, you know, driving windows down. Just like, it's just going to go. I feel like this song is going to go on like any playlist I make this summer. It's just going to go on anybody's playlist. You're having a barbecue, you're having whatever, you're just hanging out. Like that song's just going to go on. And it's just breezy song. So
Absolutely.
I don't know if anything's coming after this. I don't know if he just put this out, but like, but I just like the song. It's just a nice song. Pasadena.
Absolutely. Great one.
Yes. Well, that is what we are listening to. A lot of music. Make sure you check out the Sounds of Brunch playlist exclusively on Spotify. 2 weeks of music. Lots of music this week. So make sure you check it out. Daniel, that is the end of the Brunch Breakdown. Another hearty, meaty episode. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, a couple. Happy WrestleMania week to everybody who celebrates out there with me. So hopefully I can make the podcast next week, but if WrestleMania is truly an all weekend celebration. So happy WrestleMania week to everybody. Enjoy that. But I want to put a challenge out to our listeners. We gave some ideas on some songs that we think we could write in 10 minutes. We want to hear from the people. What is a topic you could think? And maybe it's something we covered. Maybe it's farting dogs on an airplane. 10 minutes, write a song right there. Maybe it's how much you don't like candy apples or your favorite thing on a stick. 10 minutes right there. But the Kenny Pickett song and Hoodie and Shorts, I'm sorry, those are covered.
Yeah, doesn't get any better than that. Doesn't get any better than the Brunch Breakdown. And we're out.